In those days, the mansion was a giant playground. The forest, a deep ocean, the house, a towering castle. The gardens within those grounds would have taken an uncountable number of days to fully explore. We reveled in it all. Every day was fun. We didn't realize we'd eventually grow up. The notion that we'd carry on like this, day in and day out, was something we never questioned. It was a childhood of puppy-like exuberance. We got along so well that we became inseparable playmates. Whenever we looked back, we'd see Akio trailing behind us. And whenever we waved, she'd hide out of embarrassment. Yeah, that's how things always were. In those days, the mansion was a giant playground. The forest, a deep ocean, the house, a towering castle, a closed-off world that would have taken an uncountable number of days to fully explore. We reveled in it all. Are these like two characters talking, or is it like one? Is this like a different character talking? I'm kind of thinking so. I wake up slowly. The morning light chirps away at my lingering drowsiness. As I lie here, I get the feeling that I was having a nostalgic dream. So it was Shiki, okay. No sooner do I wake up than something unpleasant intrudes upon my field of view. A sharp headache gouges deep inside the flesh and bone beneath my temple. This morning is so vivid, it's as though the sun had fallen into the garden. Its powerful rays dye the entire room. Right, my glasses. I put strength into my arm to reach for the glasses on my nightstand, but it doesn't budge. There's no feeling in my limbs. I can't will them to move at all. It seems like the only part of my body that's actually functioning is my mind. Unable to even close my eyes, I simply let the time tick away. The harsh light softens. I regain feeling in my limbs. I take a deep breath and finally manage to stifle the sight by putting on my glasses. Here we go, all better. I breathe out and lift myself upright in the bed at last. It's not like this is anything to worry about. I used to suffer spells like that fairly often back when I was in the hospital. A temporary deterioration in eyesight induced by exhaustion, with an accompanying paralysis of my limbs. As if that wasn't enough, it also does away with my appetite. If I spend too long looking at things with my glasses off, it's a given that I'll end up paying for it like this. I feel like I could see them way more clearly than I used to. The lines on the buildings are difficult to see. Even when I can make them out, they're normally quite thin. It's not often that I can see them as clearly as I did a moment ago. The lingering remains of my headache feels just like a gunshot wound. Long ago, Sensei had given me a warning that it's possible my eyes could call forth something bad. Arcoid just told me not to use them too much either. She said that doing so would destroy my brain, destroy me. This is the price I pay for getting involved with vampires as a human. The risks I'm taking aren't confined to the times I'm actually going toe-to-toe with a vampire. I'm putting myself in danger every moment of every day. I'm not about to start second-guessing myself now. I knew that what I was getting into when I decided I wanted to help Arcoid. Besides, even if I were to bury my head in the sand, it wouldn't change the fact that I'm caught in the middle of this turmoil. We'll wipe this city clean of vampires. If I want to protect Akiha and those close to me, I have no choice but to lend Arcoid a hand. I psych myself up and leap out of bed. I'll get changed right away, then thank Hisui for last night. Is she not here? Speaking of Hisui, she's nowhere to be found. It's after 7 o'clock in the morning. This is around the time that she'd normally be calling out to me from the side of the room to wake me up.
寝坊したのかな翡翠。
An unlikely explanation, as my school uniform has still been neatly prepared on top of the desk. Perhaps she simply had other matters to attend to. I'm curious what, but it's none of my business. Besides, I don't have any time to spare this morning. I better change into my uniform quickly and head to the first floor. Oh, hi. The moment I opened the door, memories of last night resurfaced and flashed before my eyes. Was that an illusion? Amazing. I astound even myself. I really ought to get my head checked. Maybe they can work out what quirk of my mental makeup made it possible for me to forget such a terrifying event. Though, that's only if I make it out of here alive. I stand frozen in place like a statue, hand still on the door, unable to take a single step inside. Meanwhile, in the living room, Aki is there. Aki is sitting on the sofa, as though reenacting her role from last night. Kawaku-san is standing a little ways behind her. Normally, no matter how prickly of a mood she's in, Aki still greets me with a good morning, Nissan. But today, she's acting like I'm not even here. Uh-oh. It goes without saying that it was last night's dereliction of my duty to explain my connection with Arcade which has earned me this treatment. It may seem like Aki is relaxing gracefully, but the pressure she's exuding is no joke. The tension in the living room right now is so thick that you could cut it with a knife.
おはようございます、シキさん。
Thank you for breaking the ice, Kawaku-san.
朝ごはんの前にお茶にいたしますか？
Well, at least one person is here unconcerned with all this.
おはよう、琥珀さん。お茶はまた落ち着いた時に。
I return Kawaku-san's greeting and enter the living room. Akia gives me a sidelong glance as I gingerly creep into the room. I'm not going to falter in the face of this silent pressure. Times like these are the true tests of one's mettle. Okay, we got a decision. Had better start apologizing. Let's greet her quietly. Let's do that. I might venture to say that I've never seen Akia look more intimidating than she does now. I feel like if I say anything imprudent here, she's liable to respond with a deadly counter. Given that, I want to demonstrate to her my remorse and willingness to cooperate.
おはよう、アキヤ。今朝も早いんだな。
I greet her quietly, speaking as meekly as I can manage.
昨夜の一件が尾を引いてしまって、一睡もできませんでしたから。
Jesus.
でも新鮮な体験ができました。辛抱と困惑が頂点を過ぎると、少し愉快な気持ちになってくるなんて。
I see. In other words, she's absolutely furious on the inside. It looks like no amount of smooth talk will get me out of this one.
そうか。睡眠不足は良くないよな。些細なことでも気が立って落ち着かないだろうし。それじゃあ俺は朝食があるから食堂に行くよ。
And with that, I retreat toward the dining room.
お待ちなさい、兄さん。
Oh lord. Even the fucking colors turned negative. Oh shit. I'm in awe of her power to compel. After all, not only did my legs stop, but my heart as well.
はい。何でしょうか、アキハさん。
I tried attaching "san" to her name in a show of surrender, but Akia doesn't even bat an eyelid.
食事の前に話があります。どうぞ、ソファーに座ってください。
They are stern words, ones that I cannot disobey. Phrases such as, "You reap what you sow," and "all foolish brothers ought perish," revolve inside my head. I guess I have no choice but to make my stand and accept my fate.
わかった。 できる限り手短に頼む。
I defeatedly take a seat on the sofa across from Akia. Kawako-san wastes no time in swiftly preparing me a cup of tea. It gives me a small amount of courage, as if she was silently telling me to hang in there. She's right. Akia may be the family head, but she's still my younger sister. I feel like I should at least be able to hold my ground. I take a sip on the black tea and lock eyes with her.
それでどんな話？
昨夜の女性と成功なされたのです。
Damn, no hesitation, just ask a question like that out of the blue. Okay. And the peaceful music stops, and I'm pretty sure Shiki just spit out his tea. Not good. Choking. I'm choking. Damn it, Akiha. You're not supposed to go throwing fastballs right out of the gate. I nearly choked to death on my tea.
兄さん、私の話を聞いてます？
Jesus.
聞いてるよ。よく聞こえてる。
それでは答えてください。昨夜の女性について、できる限り正確に、嘘偽りなく、私を決して怒らせない範囲で。
Are you gonna include the fact that she's a vampire?
その条件だと何も口にすることができない。
私を怒らせないでと忠告したはずですが。
Oh, so those were warnings, not conditions.
いや、無理難題の匂いがプンプンしてきたな。
なんです？声が小さくて聞こえません。もっとはっきりおっしゃってください。一体あの女の方は兄さんにとってどのような方なんですか？
どうと言われても協力関係というか友達のようなものというか。
夜中に出かけるほどのご友人なんですね。ええ、私だって兄さんが将来どなたと関係を持とうと意見する気はありませんけど、兄さんはまだ学生でしょ。遠野家の長男がどこのものともわからない女性と夜な夜な合いびきをしているだなんて、そんな恥知らずなことは慎んでできればないでしょうか。
I see. So that's how our relationship looks to her.
待て、アキハ。まず初めに言っておくと、俺とあいつはそういう関係じゃない。俺はあいつの探し物に手を貸してるだけで、用が済んでしまえばもう二度と会わない関係なんだよ。
その割には随分と親しそうでしたけど、それは私の気のせいだと言うんですね、兄さんは。あの方とはあくまで一時的な損得だけの関係だと。
Aki's gaze is cold. If I just nod yes, this conversation could end peacefully. But I feel strangely reluctant to affirm that statement. Although we both have something to gain by working together, I find it hard to say that's all there is to it.
それは親しくはないけど、損得だけで手を貸してるわけじゃないというか。
でしょうね。今まで見たこともないほどの慌てようでしたから。何事も真剣になってくれない兄さんが感情をあらわにするなんて、どういう風の吹き回しかと疑ったほどです。
そこまで慌ててないし、薄情でもない。あいつがうちに来るなんて思ってもいなかったから驚いただけだ。
そうですか。あの女の方は落ち着いた様子で兄さんのことをずっと待っていましたけど。
Aki gives me a sidelong glance, as though she has something more to say. It seems like she thoroughly believes that Arkuade and I are going out.
あのな、アキハ。勘違いもそこまでにしてくれ。そもそも俺とあいつが知り合ったのは。
I stopped myself from saying it's because that I killed her. It's not like she'd believe me if I did tell her the truth. And besides, there's no way I could let her know I did something like that. That being said, I can't come up with a better explanation, so I ended up just trailing off, same as I did last night.
答えられないのでしたら質問を変えましょうか。先ほどから兄さんはあいつあいつと繰り返していますが、あの女性のお名前は？
名前はアルクエイドだけど。
そうですか。ということはお知り合いになったのは学校ではありませんね。
Just as Akia says, there isn't a single foreign exchange student at our school. Wait, why does she know that?
それで兄さんはあのような方と一体どこで知り合ったんです？
街で知り合ったんだよ。その偶然。
偶然ですか。ではアルクエイドさんの方から声をかけてきたんですね。
ああ、いや、声をかけたのは俺の方だけど。
Yeah. The truth is that there wasn't any conversation at all, only murder, followed by the chase. Either way, I was the one who started it.
どうして声をかけたんです？
Got the close up.
兄さんはアルクエイドさんとは何もないのに、それとも初めはそういうおつもりだったんですか？
Akia's question was truly precise. Step by step, she's honing in on my weak point. I'm like a deer standing transfixed in the path of oncoming headlights. Sooner or later, I'll be pushed to a point where I can't deceive her anymore. It's depressing, but it is what it is. At this point, I should end this conversation even if I have to use force.
ああ、もうとにかくあいつとは何でもない。大体な、俺が何をしようがアキハには関係ないだろ。どうせ形だけの長男なんだから、誰と付き合ったところで遠野家に迷惑はかけないはずだ。
I know it's unfair to bring up the fact that I was disowned, but she's not likely to back down unless I resort to something like this. Akia raises her eyebrows and then stands up without making a sound. That's odd. I thought that she'd have a ruthless counterattack in store for me, but contrary to my expectations, Akia turns away, an uneasy expression on her face.
私だってこんなことは言いたくありません。ただあの人は嫌な感じがするんです。他の相手なら仕方がないと諦めます。けれど兄さんがあの人に気を許すのなら、
What are you
なんだ
getting
か
at?
私がバカみたいじゃないですか。
What are you getting at? Do you know something about her? I don't get it. Akia spoke through pursed lips, visibly frustrated.
どうしたんだアキハ。なんかおかしいぞお前。
もういいです。兄さんは兄さんのなさりたいようご自由になさってください。
And off she goes. With an uncharacteristically violent stride, Akia takes her leave of the living room.
もうシキさん、今のはひどいですよ。アキハ様がおかわいそうです。恋人を連れてくるのでしたら、もっと普通の人を連れてきてあげてくださいな。そうすればアキハ様も納得してくださったでしょうに。
So you just gonna blame that on me? Yeah, Kawaku-san lets out an exaggerated sigh and chases after Akia. Oh, there you are. Hisui sees me off as I leave the Tono residence. Akia's dramatic exit from the living room still weighs heavy on my mind, but given that Arquade is the root of the cause, even if I were to chase after her and try to explain, we just end up talking in circles. I feel bad for her, but until the dust had settled on this incident, I have no choice but to continue like this.
でもどうだろう。考えたこともなかったけど。
I wonder if I could choose to be honest and open up about everything that I've been through. Even though there's a chance nobody will believe me, this is information that could help to keep the city safe. It's already late in the game, but I should start spreading awareness about vampires.
そうだよな。
I don't
例えば
know.
ネットで噂話として流すとか。
I take up my phone as I walk. Whether or not anyone will find it credible aside, I should just post everything I've learned so far on the message boards. Whether people take it seriously or not is ultimately up to them. Telling everyone to trust me in all caps would probably have the opposite effect. But if I just publish the raw information, there's a chance it could circulate as an urban legend and serve as a warning that way.
もしもし、そこの君、ちょっと。
Is that?
ん？
Someone calls out to me, and I stop walking. When I turn around, oh, it's you. I see an unfamiliar man wearing a suit.
俺のことですか？うん、君。だって
I
君
thought
以
that
外に
was
こんな道歩いてる
Ariko.
子いないでしょ？
He's right. We're on the road in front of the Tono residence, and the only traffic it usually gets is the odd car. The only people that come through here on foot are probably me and the employees of the Tono household.
それでさ、君さ、今この家から出てきたよね。もしかして中で働いている使用人さんの子かな？ならラッキーだよ。すごくラッキー。あ、俺じゃなくて君がね。お小遣い欲しくない？遠野家の人の話とかちょっと知りたいんだよね。
I keep my distance, though I can't explain why. It's not because the man's insincere manner of speaking rubbed me the wrong way. It's more that I'm terrified by how intent he is. I get the impression that he's paying close attention to my every word, no matter how trifling, careful not to miss any clues as to my attitude.
あ、もしかして野じ馬だと思われてる？まあ野じ馬なんだけど、ちゃんと報酬弾むよ。特に知りたいのは、ほら、最近帰ってきたっていう長男の話。来たばっかりで写真資料もなくてさ、どんな外見なのか、好きな食べ物とか好きな女の子のタイプとか、ぶっちゃけ何に弱いのか教え。
What are these questions? What the fuck? The insincere man leaps up and down, clutching his privates.
そこの抜けた鍋かてめえ。どう見てもそいつが塔の指揮じゃねえか。
Hey, it's Mario.
It's me, a Mario.
A kid? I guess he was hidden behind the other guy until now. This boy, who doesn't look like he could be much older than 12, must have been the one to kick the man in the groin.
マジっすか？全くブルジョワの匂いがしませんよね。
どんな匂いだそれ。金に匂いなんてねえだろ。それとも手垢の匂いってことか？金持ちはどいつもこいつも赤だらけってか。ずいぶん舐めた発言だなおい。
Damn.
いえ、違います。成金だけ、一部の成金だけですってば。ほら、一日の半分を金勘定で浪費する氷菓子みたいな。
そりゃうちのジジイのことか。上司批判とはずいぶん太いな安藤。
What on earth have I stumbled into here? Maybe I should call the cops and let them deal with it.
ああ、そこ、無言で110番コールしない。なんで今時の若い子はドライに無駄なことばっかりするかな。ほら、俺これ。
I look up from my phone, on which I'd already keyed in 11. The man points toward a black identification card. This is my first time seeing a police ID card up close, but there's no questioning that this is the genuine article.
警察手帳って、もしかして刑事さん？そうだよ。怪しいもんじゃないよ。刑事さんだよ。警視庁捜査第一課、安藤優吾。なのにさ、昨日から門前払いでさ。こっちはちょっと話を聞きたいだけなのに、アポ取れって一点張りでさ。なんで仕方なく国道で張り込みしてたわけ。
These have to be the two most suspicious detectives I've ever met. However, regardless of whether or not that ID card is the real deal, I'm curious why they're staking out the area in front of our house. I don't like this, but I'll ask what he wants. I think they're bad news, I'll ignore them. Save, of course. I kind of want to talk to them. Like, maybe they... I don't know. I'm curious. I'll ask what he wants. I should find out more about their intentions. I can't deal with them effectively if I don't even know what it is they're after.
俺でよければ話ぐらいは聞きますけど。要件は何ですか？
うん、北口駅前の火災のことだよ。ほら、当日と翌日まで現場を仕切ってた警備会社、お宅の子会社でしょ。もう引き上げちゃったけど、当日の責任者と話をしたいんだよね。連絡先とかわかる？
そうだったんですか。それは知りませんでした。ですので、俺には分かりかねます。
何？長男なのに知らないの？そりゃ困った。やっぱり妹さんの方が実権握ってるわけ？
どうしてそんな話を？口頭無形だとは思いますけど、あの火災の原因は東のグループの過失だとでも。
そんな方針は持ってないない。ありゃどっから見ても自然発火だし。問題は別っていうか、まあお家の人ならバラしてもいいか。もう知ってるだろうしね。昨日さ、地下陥没の瓦礫の下からちょっと良くないというか、意味わかんないもんが出てきてね。鑑識もお手上げ状態でさ。あの土地だって遠野の持ち物でしょ。記録だと10年くらい前に遠野牧久が相場を上回る高額で買い取ったとある。そのあたりの事情聞きたいんだよね。なんで駅前の一等地を買っておいて公園になんかしちゃったのかなとか。
俺には何とも。牧久は亡くなりましたので。話はそれだけですか？
いや、妹さんに取り継いでくれないの？ちゃんと身分と目的話したよね。
あいにく妹は忙しい身なのでお引き取りください。話がしたいのならしかるべき手続きをしてからどうぞ。
And there you have it. I turn my back and begin to follow the road down the hill. I know what they're after now. I don't fully understand the situation, but I'm not about to let those shady detectives Miyazaki.
おい！
The high-pitched voice brings me to a halt. If it had been Detective Ando's, then I would have simply ignored it, but that boy's voice commanded such authority that I found it strangely difficult to oppose.
正義感も結構だが、部をわきまえな。人間らしい死に方をしたいんなら、この辺りが引き際だぜ。
なんだって？
The hell is that supposed to mean? I stop in my tracks and stare at the young boy. Did this guy say ordinary human death just now?
何が言いたいんだ君？
言いたいことは今ので全部だ、マヌケ。これで聞かなきゃ勝手に死んでな。ほら、帰るぞ、アンド。いい加減食事時だ。ケーキ食わせろ、ケーキ。チーズと蜂蜜たっぷりなやつな。
仰せのままに。なんで俺、日本に来てまでボンボンのおもりしてんだろうな。
I mean, I knew he was kind of an asshole in Typhoon, but damn. Like, in the original Tsukihime now, he is like supreme asshole. The strange duo get in the car that was parked by the side of the road and head off in the direction of the station. Those two didn't give off the impression of being police, but apparently the authorities are keeping an eye on our mansion. Not only that, but the land in the front of the station where the incident occurred belonged to the Tono family?
いや、ただの偶然だ。
It must be, right? I mean, the cave-in only happened because of Argoid's thoughtless way of doing things. There's no connection between the killings and the land north of the station. I shoo away from my foreboding thoughts. Pulling myself together, I begin the long descent down the hill.